And welcome back to The Factor Uncensored. The pandemic is nearing its end. We are heading back out, but things like Uber to DoorDash all seem to cost too damn much now. Services once subsidized by companies are now passing the full cost on to customers. What happened while we were stuck at home? Millennials and a financial expert dig into this topic.
And our guests are here now to talk about the rising cost of many of the services that we all have enjoyed before the pandemic. And as we come through the other end of the tunnel, we're seeing some price increases. My own experience is when I take the Uber from the Woodlands to downtown Houston, it's usually a $35 trip. Now, after 11 o'clock, it is $120 and even higher. So we have some young people here who use many of these services. So let's begin with you, Cody. Have you seen some price increases from Uber to DoorDash to many of the services out there that we use?
Absolutely, for sure. During this pandemic, I've seen an pricing for DoorDash. I'm usually at my office lashing throughout the week, so I don't always have time to go out and grab me some lunch, so I'll just Uber Eats my meal, and I've seen a huge increase in the cost for getting some lunch just from a place right around the corner. They have definitely gone up a few bucks.
Now, you should have driven around the damn corner, Kyle.
I mean, this is lashing. I have clients coming in. So I'm like, I gotta Uber Eats me something real quick or DoorDash me something quick. But you're right, I know.
Tay, what about you? What price increases have you seen for many of the services that we're now relying on?
I want to say I definitely see an increase in Uber, most definitely. When I travel back and forth, and just going to get into the airport now costs me sometimes $65, where it used to cost me $40. And for me, I still want to leave the driver a tip, but when the increase so much, it limits what I have to tip the driver. So I still want to make him or her happy with what they're, because they're doing me a favor, but it's not leaving me much budget room.
Totally understandable. Antonio, what has been your experience and what service have you seen an increase in price?
Uber as well. Just like the young lady was saying, I have seen an increase in the Uber because let's say you don't want to drink and drive and you want to take Uber to the club and back, and there's definitely an increase in price in the Uber, especially during the club hours. And trying to avoid drinking and driving, Uber has gone up, increase in price.
Makes you want to call a damn yellow cab.
Yeah, just about the same right.
People forgot about yellow cab, and that's still out there. But Marc Davenport, so why have we seen these significant increases in prices on many of the services a lot of the young millennials use these days?
Well, you know what? That's a great question, Isaiah. What happens is that as a company, as a startup becomes more mature and as they get close to the initial public offering phase, they spent and burned through a lot of money. And so a lot of the money that the venture capitalist industry has been providing with them have been giving them, that money is going up. And so these companies now have to realize they need to turn a profit. And so what they've been doing is they've been raising their prices to become a more viable and a more profitable company to reward people in the investment community.
And are we seeing also with Uber and Lyft a shortage of drivers as well? That could cause the prices to go up. I was riding with one Uber driver, and she said she was like the only one out there. And typically there are dozens and dozens of Uber and Lyft drivers in one particular area.
Well, Isaiah, the economy is coming back and jobs are coming back and people have options. I know a lot of people who had gotten laid off or were in between jobs, and so they started working for Uber and Lyft. So what they were doing is offering incentives, financial incentives to attract drivers. That's going away. The landscape isn't what it was.
And of
Supply
course,
and demand.
And when we talk about other services like DoorDash and Uber Eats, all of that's connected to drivers as well.
It's a much more competitive space now. And I mean, think about it. If you were working 10 to 12 hours a day to maybe make $200 to $300 a day, and now you have a job and you're making $300 or $400 a day, which makes more sense. So the demand for labor and talent is becoming more competitive, and people are finding other places to work to make more money.
Absolutely. So have you guys changed the way you do things with many of the services out there, from the share ride program to food deliveries? Any of the young people here?
I more tend, like when I go out, me and my friend will share Uber, and they do have the option in the app itself to split a ride, so that's good, versus us both taking an Uber each. That's one thing we have done.
Right, and tying in with that, myself too, with my friends, we'll do the same thing. We'll just share a ride. And also, I've noticed the times that you get into these Ubers, that also plays a factor too.